Hey everybody, today we're reviewing this this looks like a sports car. It's actually like a Transformers. If you're a fan of the Transformers movies, that's what this is supposed to be like. This is a transformable car. I like the green color of it. It kind of, it looks like, I guess, kind of like a Lamborghini. I don't know exactly which sports car it's supposed to look like. Very, very basic car that I got off of Amazon, and it's really fun for a young kid. It's certainly not something that adults are going to want to play with very much. My daughter likes it, but it's something I want to demonstrate because it would make a nice gift for a young kid for Christmas. So overall, not a bad little car for a kid for the price. It uses this real basic controller here. Just you've got your steering and your throttle here. It just powers up whenever you move the sticks. Otherwise, there's no on and off power for it. I think it uses 2 AA batteries. Just real basic car. Let me put the controller down here. There wasn't really any reason to do much of a table overview on this because there's just so little to cover on this vehicle. It does use a Lipo battery, which I was a bit surprised. I thought it would use a lithium ion or even a nickel cadmium or nickel metal hydrate, but it uses this little Lipo. It's a little 350 milliamp 1S Lipo. Kind of has an odd connector on it. I'll show you the charger here. But it takes about 45 minutes to charge it up, but it gets about a half an hour runtime. At least that's what the instruction says, and I think it probably does because I've driven it quite a while and the battery still has not gone dead. The charger that comes with it here, I got it in my pocket, is just a little USB charger that has that little kind of odd connector on it that a lot of the cars use, and the light will go out when it lets you know that it's finished charging. Like I said, that takes about 45 minutes or so to charge up, but you get an impressive runtime out of this car, so that's a good thing. Now, it doesn't have any kind of steering on the front, which I thought was kind of odd, but it's partially because it transforms into a robot. So I'll show you that whenever we drive it. It just spins around on this wheel here in the middle. That's how it spins around in a circle and goes. So real basic, but it'll be really easy for a kid to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and it makes a lot of sound effects, as you can hear too. And there's no way to turn those sound effects off, unfortunately. But you just drive it around here, forward and back, and it just spins around, and that's how you determine the direction you want it to go. And you can just drive it as a car. See, it's not real fast, but that'd be good for probably a 5, 6, 7-year-old kids. This would be a good Christmas present. Now I'm going up my driveway, so of course a little brushed vehicle like this, by brushed I mean a little brushed motor, is not going to have a lot of power to be able to go up an incline. Now, to transform it, you use these buttons on top to transform into the robot, and then back down, you hit the other one to go back down. So the right one raises him up, and now he looks like a transformer. I'm pausing there because he plays music and he says a saying, and I don't remember the saying. It's in the instructions. It's kind of a poorly translated English, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is pretty neat. Now, when you drive it upright, it really spins around and circles quickly, so it is a neat, differentiation, I guess you could call it. I don't know. It's a different way of driving it, but it has a little different characteristics, I guess you could say, whenever you drive it this way. But it is neat to be able to transform both ways. So we'll go ahead and drive it like this. See, it spins around really quick. And it's just using those rear wheels. It's obviously just rear wheel drive. But it always does the sound effects and music. So it's a neat little toy for a kid. I can't really be too critical of it because it's not meant to be a high-end car for an adult or for someone who's looking for hobby grade stuff. This is for a kid to play with, to kind of get into the hobby. And if you're a fan of Transformers, which a lot of little kids are, especially boys, you know, this kind of appeals to this, even though it's not licensed by Transformers or Hasbro. It certainly has, you know, it's certainly meant to be like that. Let's go ahead and we'll transform it back down into a car so you can see that. Let's try to get it turned around. Hold down the left button and it goes back into a car. So that is pretty neat how it does transform like that. Now the front headlights, they just flash. I don't know why they don't have them just go solid, just for an effect, but I think if they were solid, it'd look kind of neat because that's how a car would do. And you just drive it around like that, and as you're driving, you can just press in on the button and just go right up into the robot and then continue on. So I've driven this quite a while already, and I have not had to charge the battery, and I'm still going here. So really there's not much to this. I mean, it's basically just a very basic car for a kid that transforms. It looks pretty neat. It's got good, you know, neat sound effects. And like I said, it does say have some sayings, though it's kind of hard to hear it over the music, but he's saying something there right now. Not really easy to say, but it does tell you in the instruction manual what it is saying. Alright, well, I don't really think there's a whole lot more to really show with this car. Like I said, this is really aimed at kids. This is not something that, you know, someone who's really into the hobby is going to buy. But for someone who wants to get their kids something for Christmas that they can play around with in the house, on the floors, and they're not going to break anything, and it's not real quick, and their kids are going to really like the transforming and the sound effects. So I think, you know, it's not a bad deal. I don't remember the price. I think it was maybe around $40. I'll have the link to it, just a direct link to Amazon. It's not any kind, I won't be using any kind of affiliate links or anything. It's just going to be a direct link to that product on the Amazon website. So I appreciate you watching. I hope that, you know, you like this video. I know it's not the most thorough or extensive, but there's not much to cover. And be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and have a good day.
The power of the dark side.